everyone, Unsubscribed Podcast here. I'm joined today by Baddie Streams, Mr. Eli Double Fap, and Elon Musk. Today we're going to be eating Indian food.
Starlink.
Same thing.
Starlink.
Spaceships.
PayPal.
Shitpost.
Leon Lush here with us, ladies and gentlemen.
See you guys.
Okay. Eli.
God damn it.
Eli, like last week, he went to a Thai place and said, fuck our shit up. But this week he went to an Indian place and said,
also
fuck our shit up.
Fuck her shit
Make
up.
it as hot as possible.
So we're going to deep dive right into this. We're doing the chicken tikka masala first.
The first question, heatherideepthroat.com. At what age did you learn about this?
Extension of the podcast.
Oh, 100%. You think this changed much?
If you told me, listen, if you told me
Get that chicken
I was
tikka
gonna be talking
masala.
about heatherideepthroat.com over some spicy Indian food, I would have said, fly me there faster, because I've never felt so at home right now. This is incredible. Let me tell you a little story about heatherideepthroat.com. She was an early internet legend, okay? Anyone who was interested in pornography in the early 2000s, which I definitely wasn't, but I knew a guy who was. Heather I Deep Throat, and I think what's her name? Heather something. She was she was one of the earliest amateur pornographers of that time, right? Back in the day, it was like you had to sign with some sort of like Brazzers
Big
or like
network.
big network at the time. She really took it
There's
upon
like
herself.
Bang Bus at that time.
Yeah, oh my god,
Dude, that was the Bang Bus era.
the Bang Bus era.
Oh, yeah. There's some spice once you actually get past the...
Where's the spice?
Go on.
Oh yeah, you getting past the spice?
Yeah.
So with Heather, her and her boyfriend at the time, they recognized what was it?
He's a Marine.
Yeah, he was a Marine.
yeah.
Yeah, he was a Marine. I knew that because I've read the whole backstory on it.
Yeah, that's what you care. You cared about the lore.
I did some research.
The lore is what you
big
cared
into
about.
the canon of stories like this. Yeah. And Heather was. They realized that she had a capability that would be desired by a lot of men on the internet, which was she could take a 12-inch dick down her throat with no effort.
Wait, he had a 12-inch dick.
I mean, that's
like a
aggressive.
9.
No, it was probably like
Solid
9. It was
9 or
probably like
10.
8.5, 9.
Yeah.
And
Bro,
not like
that's
that.
too much.
It's not like the
That's
I'm
hurting
9 inches.
service.
It's like
Dude,
homeboy's 9
when I'm
inches.
talking like she could put that down and like smile and look at you like that
And
type of
wink.
shit. Yeah, like it wasn't like it was
Oh,
oppressive.
okay.
Right?
So
Yeah.
that's different because like taking a 9-inch dick, that's just banging cervix and nobody
No,
No,
mouth.
I'm talking.
deep throat. Got
Yes. Okay.
Hence the name, Baddie.
Yeah.
Welcome to the
So
conversation.
Baddie, just to bring everyone up to speed, Baddie's a little bit younger than we are. Like,
I
not
didn't know
that
who
much
this
younger,
was.
but he's like I came into this like him not knowing who she was is almost offensive to me.
Right?
Like because if you grow up in the 2000s and like you're part of the culture and
The
you understand
Kazaa
what's going
culture?
on, like
I didn't have Kazaa.
Like, and you have to understand, for any, like,
LimeWire.
especially for my wife watching this, like I didn't watch porn at the time.
He just read up on the
No,
lore.
but I was very interested in the lore of what was going on in the amateur pornography community.
Yeah.
Right. And Heather I Deep Throat was an absolute legend. 9.5 inches down the hatch, no problem. Look up at the camera, smile,
Wink.
and she went mega viral. This is when like viral videos were very.
She had at least
Nuanced?
100,000. No, imagine her numbers on Kazaa. Look at her analytics on Kazaa. She was like, babe, look at these. We're getting this many impressions a month. She did not give a fuck about
It
that.
was viral when like word of mouth was viral.
Dude, that
Because you would go to
100%.
school and be like, have you
Word of
seen
mouth.
this chick on Kazaa or LimeWire?
have you? No, have you?
You couldn't like share it to Twitter or like, you know what I'm saying? It was like you had to
wild.
download it off a fucking virus riddled like file sharing program like Kazaa or fucking Shazam or whatever the fuck they called them back then. LimeWire.
The prostitute of the.
Frostwire, LimeWire. Yeah.
Oh my
You
god.
guys want to eat another one?
Yeah. What are we going to next? I'm
go
so
left.
hungry.
Which one?
Left.
What's
right
it
one.
called? Let's do a counter
Remember.
clockwise.
Counterclockwise, yes.
This way.
No,
It's left,
wait,
Eli.
clockwise. Sorry, clockwise.
How am I the? You just said, "Oh dear God!" This is the people I work with. I say
clockwise.
left clockwise. He says it's left. He's like, Jonah's like, huh?
Let me explain it. Let me explain it to him. Dave.
Do I gotta hold my hands up for you? Like,
If what you just ate,
figure it the fuck out, bro.
hey, if what you just ate was 6 o'clock, okay, let's go to 8 o'clock.
There we go.
Left.
That's
that
oh
what you
dear
said?
God.
So what are we eating? Can somebody tell me what I'm eating?
This
I think
one.
it's biryani.
What?
Biryani. I think it's biryani.
Leon,
Yeah.
family computer, and how was that handled? Because you were in the 90s, early 2000s
Oh, that's
era.
way hotter than the last one. Holy shit.
Good.
Oh my god. Okay. Way hotter than the last one. All right, so I'm gonna need to collect myself. So we had a lot. We shared a lot of good stories earlier today at the restaurant about early internet porn searches, right?
Yep.
Like
Just
watching
internet in general.
Just internet in general. Like we were there for the actual Wild West forefront of dial-up modems, cable modems, DSL, like you said you had to start out. Back when it took like an hour to download a JPEG of a nude Pamela Anderson photo.
Yeah. There's that slow fucking left to right.
Britney Spears, what
Indian
up?
food. Yeah.
Bro, that was a big step up. That's like a... Maddie, you still feel like your positioning's a little different, though. You're like, yeah, it's cool.
I'm just sweating. I'm okay.
This is fine. I can live with this. But it's a kick up. I'm going to still clean this fucking plate. I ain't no bitch.
I ate all my bread already.
Listen
I ate
here,
that first. I was
counterclockwise.
hungry.
You ate the naan right out of
I'm
the gate?
so hungry, dude.
What an absolute cow he is.
Was I not supposed to?
Literally, I look at you and I'm like, wow, you literally just force feed carbs into your body, don't you?
Bring the bread! Hey, Leah.
How is that?
Hold on.
good?
Dip it in this. For extra flavor.
But family computer, how, like...
Here's the thing, like, so demographically, I feel like there's probably a pretty good portion of the audience that is like late 20s in their 30s, right?
Easy, that's a
Do you look at
majority.
your YouTube analytics?
Oh,
Like,
all
probably
the time.
So YouTube
Zero women watch
YouTube
this.
breaks it down to 18 to 25, 25 to 35.
Well, at least
I'm
one
guessing
does.
25 to 35 is probably the majority.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, same
Easy.
With me. Same with my channel, right?
Zero women, though.
100%. Yeah, I'm
like-
like 99.8 men.
Oh, yep. Okay,
Yeah.
we're in the same
No, I'm just
track.
kidding. I got like 20% ladies because I'm a fucking fox.
You got... Oh, God,
yeah.
He's cute. Look at him.
Dude, I'm 20%. Which on YouTube is aggressive. Like, there's not a lot of hot women.
We're
that watch-
two.
You're 2%.
We're the
Are
2%
you
women.
dead serious?
I'm not joking.
You have a
We're
2% women demographic on the podcast or just in like...
in general. Well, I think on
So
my
I can
IG I
say
have a
whatever
higher.
the fuck I want is what you're saying.
You're
to me.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at 20%, I feel like, all right, I have to occasionally be like...
Cool
all right,
vaginas.
Yeah, I was fine with having a woman pilot earlier. That was fine. We landed it okay. It was good. I wasn't scared for my life. And crying
here.
off, like,
The three females that watch this are a-okay with me shitting on
Well, I
them.
mean, they post, they talk to me, and the other one's angry and not using an account.
Oh,
So
God, I'm obviously memeing. God damn it. God, stop it. The point of the matter is...
Cody, hold on for the question. Cody's just like, this isn't hot enough, which is fine. He's answering the
Very
family,
good.
the family question.
That being said, so like we all probably went through that phase of our life where like you're getting into what it means to connect to the internet. You don't have your own computer yet because you're a kid. You have a family computer.
You're
like,
learning about your body.
Like nobody
Everyone.
in the
And that.
90s, nobody in the 90s had their own computer. It was a fucking family computer. It was in the family room. It was in a public
your
place.
HP
always.
compact Pisario, absolute. Your Dell, fucking
So as
Gateway,
like
whatever.
as a degenerate fucking like 13-year-old, 14-year-old, you learn about the fact that you can literally download a picture.
Newgrounds.
You can Newgrounds, fucking E-Bombs World. You can download
Never jerked off there.
at E-Bombs.
Really?
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 E-bomb?
No, E-Bombs I did. That was more viral video stuff. Okay, maybe I did that.
A lot of dead people.
Like, I would jerk off. I would jerk off to like a fucking pigeon feather falling down.
At that age, it
and
matters.
pause, you're like, it's
Something-
boobs.
A breeze would hit
If
me
I
right
go
and be
like this,
"Oh."
if I close my right eye and slightly my left eye, it
Hold on,
looks
hold
like
on.
a pair of tits.
There's a period
Okay,
of
I'm
time.
ready.
I'm
Like-
going to be honest with you. So like, and you guys, we're veering. We haven't talked about this yet, but can we talk about scrambled like Showtime porn on like?
Oh my
cable?
god, fucking softcore?
So, but not even softcore, but like scrambled. So like, I didn't have the channels, but there was a period of time in my life where like you could go to the channel like Showtime, and it would be scrambled because of the way cable worked, and there was a button on my fucking controller I could press where you could smash it like 100 times, and like every like 10 seconds it would give you like 3 frames of the channel. I'm not fucking kidding.
God,
with
your
you.
parents walking into
You
you
had cheat
beating,
codes?
Dude, it was
you
like- it was
beating
like
in
a-
two things. You're just like,
So I could turn it on. I could turn it on to like Showtime because back in the day, like Cinemax, it was called Skinemax because
Yeah.
Cinemax
Oh, yeah,
always had the weird
Skinemax.
adult shit. And I could turn it on to Cinemax. You could hear the audio. The audio would play, but the visual would just be scrambled. That's like how they did it back then because there was not.
yeah.
And so like there was a button on the TV where you could like smash like the reset button and it would just constantly like reset it. And occasionally you'd get like 1 to 3 seconds of actual frames of what you were watching. Yeah, I beat off to that.
Bro, you
and you got the
You had cheat
audio,
codes.
and you got that audio.
You have to edge all the way until you get the 2 frames
never had
and
that.
try to climax during that. And eventually, once the climax comes, it's scrambled again, and it's like a letdown. But it's an experimental phase.
Don't.
Right?
Don't.
Cody, hold the fuck up. Cody don't even care about your story because he cares about that.
about his story. I did the same
What did he just say?
Yeah, we all did that.
Dude, he pressed the reset button and came.
I'm so sorry. Okay, this is the, what is this one called?
Cody? Lamb something.
What's this restaurant called?
Tarka Indian Kitchen.
Tarka Indian Kitchen hooked it up.
You're really living in the slums over here, dude. There's an entire drink on your fucking.
I'm so upset at Eli.
I mean,
this
that's-
was a nice table. This was an expensive table.
That started at the beginning of the podcast. He spilled the shot initially.
Don't you remember when we shot for
It's
this table? with me?
soaking in.
Spitting just
He
sucked into
he
the
let the whiskey soak in. He didn't get up. And he just left it.
I'll go get.
Sounds like Eli. Yeah, sounds like something.
Just
he did.
let my Glenmorangie just fucking.
Whoa. Fat cunt. Sorry.
I know. What was your first internet video
Thai food?
to explode?
Oh man.
I haven't had one of those yet.
Oh,
I don't-
The fucking kids pretending they were dying, right? No, you're.
Oh my! You
That was a
mean me?
big
I was
serious
still.
deal.
Yeah,
I was
yours.
still on the porn thing. I'm sorry. It was a little before that. I mentioned this earlier. In 2017, I had been grinding for a long time, and I made a video about Lele Pons. And I will say this: a lot of you guys know who she is. I was one of the first motherfuckers to make a critical commentary video about Lele Pons, and then it turned into a thing people did for like a year. But if you look at the timestamps, I made a video called Lele Pons is remarkably unfunny.
You're the trendsetter, dude.
I was, yeah, and it like typical, like I got a couple thousand views like all my videos would, and then it like the algorithm caught it because people enjoyed it. It was my first video to go over 100,000 views. This is 2017, and that video alone kind of like propelled me from like 20 to 30,000 subs at the time, and like
100.
it took me to like 50, 60, 70, 80, up to 100. And I did another video about Hannah stalking. Obviously, when you have something that works, I did a video called Hannah Stalking is remarkably unfunny. That did well. I mean, I'm just like, so I'm just here. I'm like this fucking pathetic middle-aged man, like taking the piss out of these absolutely insufferable like Instagram comedians. And there was a market for that. People are like, yo, these people are making a shitload of money, but they're so fucking annoying and unfunny. Why are they getting so many views? And I capitalized on that.
Look, now we good.
Good Lord. So long story short, that was my first video that hit the algorithm, right? And then, so that carried me into like low 100,000 subs. And it was like, it became like a meme from me posting on YouTube to like, oh, this is like all of a sudden paying for my phone bill and my rent.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
like, that was the first thing where I was like, oh, this is cool, man. Like my entire life, I've traded my time for money in a restaurant or whatever the fuck it is. And now it's paying for things. And then I made that video in 2018 about the Australian dying brothers, and it went
That was
crazy,
special.
And
That was
that's
good.
Fucking catapulted.
yeah, that was it.
See, those are good. Those are the stories I love because it's like, what's that like? Could you get those views like 5, 10, 1,000, and
Dono,
you're
what
like,
was
I
your
made
video?
It was someone getting shot to death by police. Yeah.
it, and you're like, got it. This is what I got to do.
On brand. On
I was like,
brand.
here's my formula.
What can you say?
I got 100,000 views. This is the first video I got 100,000 views
Yeah,
on.
that was it. That was my.
I was
Lele
like,
Pons
what?
video.
Well, I was sitting there watching the news and my
I
parents.
recreated it. You recreated it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, if it works, people want to see it. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like, right? That's so it makes sense. And then continue to adapt and find new things. But like, think about why that worked, and then try to continue to do things that are different, but also remember why it fucking worked in the first place, and continue to apply that to what you do in the future. Yeah.
Ready?
All right.
Guys coming with the heat right now.
Your worst date ever.
Worst day ever.
Ever. Of all your
That's a
single
tasty bit.
dates. What's this one?
Oh,
What is this one called? Somebody's got to know.
some kind of curry.
Oh, I just almost. Wait, this might be the curry.
Something vindaloo, probably.
Vindaloo.
Yeah.
The food is really good. Like, I cannot. Like, this is the first time I'm like, oh, I'm not going to die tomorrow morning. I don't know, because the last time I didn't feel it either. Until the morning
You're
when I
making
woke
the
up.
face right now. That's
I know,
I'm gonna
I
fucking
breathe
die.
it.
I'm sweating.
Stop it.
It's probably the jalapeno mixed with the chili sauce. But this is actually like manageable. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would eat my dinners. I put a hot sauce on.
So
it,
shut
just
the
a
fuck
little
up. What's your worst date?
bit. Oh, so
Jesus
I
Christ,
wish I had
Dave,
like
calm down.
God damn it, Dave. Jesus, I was this close to avoiding that question. Like honestly, I wish I had some better first date stories. But what you guys might not know about me is that I was a very late bloomer and I was homeschooled most of my life.
Well, that makes sense.
Hit puberty at like
Exactly.
22.
Yeah, so I hadn't even I wasn't even allowed to see the skin of a girl until I was 30. Yeah, my parents made
Nice.
sure of it.
Prearranged
In actuality- Prearranged marriage.
I can picture you just like, okay, here we are.
Showing up in like a suit coat with shorts on, and they're like, "Okay, sweetheart,
I love you.
Yeah, you're the best. You're so hot, man.
I'm so happy. I'm famous now. Stuck with you, babe.
Stuck with you, man.
I have a memory of being in 7th grade where I was waiting in line to get on the bus for like a school trip to we were doing like a school 7th grade trip, all right? And this is early, right? And so I homeschooled my whole life, and in 7th grade, I told my parents, I was like, hey, I want to go to public school. I was playing football at the time, so I was involved in the public sector. I was like, I want to go to public school to like be involved. Like I felt isolated.
Yeah, other
and
kids.
they were cool. Like they were like, all right, you can do that. Like they wanted to homeschool me because we were very religious, and they wanted to like kind of instill a certain idea. You know, they wanted to instill a certain thing in me, but they didn't suffocate me from, associating with the normies, or what you would call
Vaginas.
Sinners.
Same thing.
Sinners, 100%. So I go to school that summer. We're going to camp, and in the bus on the way to camp, there's this girl named
Your childhood cracks me up.
Her name was Misty. Her first name was Misty, which is super sultry. I loved it.
You masturbated to that.
Oh yeah.
You're like, fuck yeah, Misty.
Shout out to you, Misty.
Yeah, like there's I haven't like I don't think I've seen her
My
seventh grade.
sister's name.
Oh no.
Is it? Oh my god, that's crazy.
Wait, where are you from?
I'm not saying her last name on purpose, obviously. So
Bopinator.
It's the 7th grade. They're like, oh, you and Missy should make out. So like we made out in the line to the bus.
What?
Yeah, like,
boy.
dude, and you're talking about a homeschooled kid who had like never even touched a girl. And, like,
Best kiss ever.
felt the pressure. We get on the bus, and it's like all of a sudden we're like dating because in 7th grade, like
Yeah, so that was it. Yeah,
So we
absolutely.
go to
You
camp.
kiss like this, you're like,
I'm panicking the whole time. I'm panicking. I think that the Lord is going to condemn me. Like I'm going to die. Like and go to hell. Like,
Still are. Don't
all
worry.
of these emotions
You're still
are going
fucked.
through my head. Yeah. And like 24 hours later, I'm like, Misty, we got to break it off. I'm sorry.
this is moving too fast.
Yeah, this is moving way too fast. We kissed in the line of the bus. I think I might.
You're a whore.
You put me in
I will say this. I will say this. She had massive 7th grade fucking tits at the time. Like,
Baddie's all
you're
about
still,
that.
You're still.
You get him Demon Slayer?
At
As
the
long as they
time,
got big tits, you got Baddie's with.
you're not blind in 7th grade to like the female figure, right? Like it's just what it is.
God, I hope you get a car wreck on the way home today. Fucking A.
So I might have slapped him around a little bit, and then we broke up, and that was the end of it. And that was a very awkward date for me. And honestly,
How did you take the breakup?
she
Love.
So it's not your sister.
in
Okay,
8th grade,
good.
yeah, it was very difficult for us. But I mean, it made sense. So I really fucked
Loved.
her up. I'm kidding. Sorry to bring the mood down. She's fine today.
No, but we'll just put loved herself in there. So we say always
It wasn't
loved.
a fucking breakup. It was 7th grade. I was like, I didn't know what I was
Dude,
doing.
you
I was
dumped
a
her
fucking
after making out with her.
idiotic
You're a
virgin.
Slut.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
slut. She felt like a slut.
Leon
Slapped him,
slut.
slapped him
Football
around. Told him
star
like, yeah,
Leon
you're.
Lush.
I was like, yeah, you're pretty cool, but Jesus is my boy. That's what I said.
You pulled out the
I was
what
like,
would
yeah.
Jesus do?
I was like, these titties are nice,
Wristband.
but WWJD, bitch.
Dude, you're like, I'm a whore for Jesus.
Bro, I'm about to get a what
That
would
was the
Jesus
truth,
do
dude. I
tattoo.
was a whore for Jesus at the time.
You slap
That-
her titty
that
and
was
leave.
my background.
Is that how you break up with the
Yeah, I'm like, sup? What would Jesus do? Bam! Uppercut that titty.
To wrap that up, I don't have a lot. There was not a lot of awkward date stories. I then dated a girl in high school, and it was normal cheerleader. I was a football player, and then I fell in love with a girl in college. She broke my heart, and then I dated a psychopath after college. We dated for 4 years and lived together for 2. She was a psycho.
Now have a
Met-
beautiful
and then I
child
met my now-
together.
Then I met my now wife. No, not.
Oh, no.
Then I met my now wife, and we have a kid, and it's great. But there was never like, it was always just kind of like a normal thing. There was never like a weird like date situation.
Nobody stalked you, took your name, lived in your shadow
I've never had a
constantly?
stalker.
No one
which I
lived
know
at it,
one
they
thing or
just
two.
made fun, like, stalked
I've
you on
been-
social media for a
I've
year.
unfortunately dodged all the crazy psycho bitches that really are like over the next level. I know none of you guys know.
Guys,
anything
put your
about
hands.
that.
Put your hands together. Everyone unify.
I don't want to touch because I don't want to catch. what you guys have.
Don't. You don't want to.
I don't want to catch you motherfuckers. have.
You just run from
I
that.
skirted that shit, bro. I had one psycho bitch, but the second we broke up, it was it. It was. I think she was probably cheating on me. I don't even know.
Yellow chicken stuff. What's your biggest problem with Ricky Berwick?
His fucking disgusting claw hands.
That's how it starts.
When he brings the pincers up, I'm like, am I watching Jurassic Park 10? What is this shit?
For me, it's his knees.
Absolutely. The fucking knocked out motherfucker. All right, we had to give context because we're gonna get fucked for saying this shit, right?
Not me. I'm good.
Yeah, you're fine. What people need to understand about Ricky Berwick, for those that know, like he's a bit of a legend in the space, like Twitter space, and he's been crushing it on Twitter, TikTok.
The greatest.
Millions of views, millions of subscribers, millions of fucking followers
Hilarious.
on TikTok. Me and Ricky became buddies when we both had like less than 1,000 Twitter followers. And we kind of found the same community at the same time. And we both used to give each other shit as a way to create entertainment for people. And we used to do that via Twitter. He would create a video. I would reply to it with a video reply. And we would just give each other shit constantly.
Back and forth.
I would make fun of him for being a fucking weird cripple that spit all the time. And he would call me a fucking fat idiot. And it was awesome. It was like early Twitter days. Shit that we couldn't do now because we'd get like probably banned off Twitter.
Immediately.
Yeah.
You would. He would. You would.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
You're
Yeah.
white dude.
Yeah, exactly.
A big
I'm a
blonde
fully capable white Aryan man, right? So, like, literally everything that I've achieved in my life was handed to me on a silver platter for all of the obvious reasons. I was born into it. I've never actually lifted a finger in my life.
No.
At least that's what most people
Lazy
think.
piece of shit.
That being,
That's what we're gonna tell him. So
As a
being
Mexican, I see this.
Yeah, Ricky's a bit of a legend. I mean, there's only so many times you can watch him flick his tongue in your Twitter feed and not want to self. So like occasionally I have to DM him and be like, dude, just calm down, like with the tongue flicks. And then he'll send me like a picture of his dick, and then that's weird because I mean it's 11 inches. I mean that thing is fucking huge.
it's longer than he is.
Yeah, no, it looks like his kneecap. It's like it starts very skinny, and then the head is like 7 inches around.
Holy.
Yeah, it's massive.
I thought it was his leg for the longest time.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe
He should have blurred it. Yeah, most people have. It just has that weird bend with a callus.
yes.
It's a very hard callus.
The man's literally a tripod. Like,
Probably so.
he's got his kickstand ready to go.
But some of my favorite Ricky Berwick videos talking about the claws is when he'll do like something very slow and creepy, and like he'll lift his claw into the scene and just like do the thing with his fingers.
Yeah, the thing.
And it like skeeves you and you're like, this is awesome. I love this. I don't know why. But Ricky Berwick is a skeevy motherfucker, and he knows it, and he plays it to his advantage, and he has created an incredible, like, he's made a living doing it.
He's crushing
dude,
it.
I could not be prouder of that dude. Like, as somebody who I saw, like, right out of the gates, like, had no social media following, was on Twitter, kind of saw him. We used to fuck around, 1,000 followers. I saw him go from, like, 1,000, 100K, 200,000 on Twitter. He eventually dwarfed me on Twitter. And then got to the point where like he was making videos every day on Twitter, and he would just take that and do it on YouTube. And then the YouTube started doing 1 million views, 1 million subs, 2-3 million subs, just uploading every day, grinding, doing the Ricky Berwick thing, which is just grossing people out and like taking your disability and making the best of it and turning it into your advantage. And I thought that was fucking sweet. So shout out to Ricky Berwick, who's an absolute legend on the internet. All the fucked up things I've said about you over the years is only because
You mean
I love
it.
you. Yeah, it's only, only because I literally,
I mean it.
only because I want to throw up when I see you. But aside from that, I am very proud of you and I love it.
Okay, so this wasn't hot at all.
No.
This is easy.
No, it's easy. Yeah, it's like a normal meal.
We just had a meal.
It was pretty good. We had
It
to
was
sit down.
tasty.
That's what you don't know when you go into restaurants. You're like, well, make it super spicy, and they're like, oh, the normal pleb like can't handle anything. So they're
Yeah.
like, we'll put a few extra jalapenos in it. No, put some ghost pepper fucking.
I
dick
want you
juice
to
in there
melt me on the
and
inside.
make my dick turn inside out. But you know, I'm happy because now I'll be able to wake up and enjoy my day tomorrow instead of fucking hovering a toilet for the entire fucking afternoon.
This is the first time I've had a sit down meal with some friends since Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Wow.
In your own house? Yeah. Have you ever?
That's weird. We're the friends though.
Thanks for watching this episode of Unsubscribe
Challenges.
Unsubscribe Challenges with Eli and my best friend in the world, Donut. My bestest friend I've ever had,
Thanks, Dave.
Cody, DonutOperator, Donut Vloggerator, my best friend. And of course, Leon Lush. Everyone, you know where he is. Go follow all of us. Thank you very much. Fuck you. We're out.
Baddie.
6 to 8.
Baddie.
right.
When you're
said
looking
eight.
at a clock,
Who
which
said
way?
left?
Which way does the hammer start falling if you're going left?
No,
That's
but
still clockwise.
he is turning it left.
But if
though.
we're
Clockwise
if we
is
started
right.
at the bottom, because we all started at the bottom.
Chat,
and we
am
go
I
left.
just go comment 1 or 2?
No, he's right.
I'm
We're turning
right.
the plate left to go
Turn your fucking plate.
clockwise.
You're at 6.
So
What's
clockwise
right?
goes right.
1, 2,
You have
3,
to understand
4.
though, We're staying stationary at the bottom. So in order to get 7 to 6, we have to turn left.
Dear
Thank
God,
you.
this is the worst communication I've ever heard.
But we're on the same page now.
Okay, thank you.